That sounds like night court. For some reason, somebody upstairs thought, hey, let's play night court reruns. That's to be the worst idea from corporate in a long, long time. I've got an idea. Let's go to La Jolla, California, get Drew Brees on the line, and not play night court reruns. How about that? San Diego. Thank you, number 9. It is indeed New Orleans, not La Jolla. And I have no idea where night court was taking place. I'm guessing like one of the boroughs of New York, Queens or Brooklyn. Joe, because it really doesn't matter, where did night court take place? Because it really doesn't matter. It goes in the Danny Bonaducci retired from radio last week. Donnie Most is Ralph Malph on Happy Days category. Could you please put something useful in that brain slot and remove the Bonaducci Donnie Most crap? The television series Night Court takes place in which city? In which U.S. city? It's got to be like, I'm thinking of like Queens or Brooklyn.
Apparently, it wasn't part of the canon to even say.
Really?
It just says it was filmed in Los Angeles about a fictional court.
Huh. No city. Wow. So much for that. Gotham, we'll call it. Boy, Tuesday afternoon in New Orleans, really nice weather out there. It is Manhattan, Joe. There you go. I thought it was Brooklyn or Manhattan. Anyway, 52 degrees in New Orleans right now. Doesn't feel like it, though. There's not really much of a breeze blowing. Humidity, I guess, being at like 50%, 49%, I guess makes it less cold, drier air. But it's really pleasant. Feels like 55, 58, 60 degrees, pretty much mostly sunny, very little cloud cover. Just really nice. I don't know when we're going to see the 70s again. I just see lots of 50s and 60s on the forecast throughout the next like week, 10 days, maybe some rain this weekend. Tomorrow morning's about as cold as it's going to get for us over the next like week and a half. But anyway, nice temperatures. We could see rain again this weekend. Could see rain through Monday, Christmas. That's right, guys. Monday is Christmas. The 4 o'clock hour this time of year, the Tuesday before Christmas, appropriately brought to you by Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Real natural diamonds. Guys, don't blow it. A lot of these jewelry stores, it might be most jewelry stores, especially the ones that are like diamond jewelry stores. They don't really sell watches or things like that, just diamond jewelry. These guys, local and national chains, seem fixated on the big profits, kind of the gray area that's going on right now. It's not too gray to me. They're pushing these 3-week-old man-made lab-created diamonds. Period. End of story. 3 weeks old. Man-made diamonds. Lab-created. I want the real stuff. For my girl, for my girlfriend, my wife, the most significant person in my life, it's time to get her some diamond jewelry. I'm getting real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old, a rarity, something that appreciates in value, not depreciates in value, something exclusive. And I'm going to go see Ken Friend at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. They're on Maple Street. Guys, time's running out. It's Tuesday. Christmas is Monday. You got a few days left. Go see Ken Friend today on Maple Street. Go right now. In between Broadway and Carrollton on Maple Street, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. Diamond stud earrings for her, tennis bracelets, diamond necklaces, even diamond engagement rings. And yes, Friend and Company has items for thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, even diamond jewelry for north of $100,000 at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. And they have an entire room full of diamond stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelets, diamond necklaces, diamond engagement rings, all real natural diamonds, everything in that room under $1,000. It could be your main gift, the only gift. Some of you guys might have gotten her a half dozen gifts already. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go to Ken Friend and get her some diamond stud earrings for $500, $600, $700, $800. I'm going to get her, spend a couple $100 and just get another gift for her. It could be a stocking stuffer. It could be the main gift. I love that Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, a few things, has real natural diamonds, and they have a room dedicated to real natural diamonds, and everything in it is under $1,000. You can spend a few $100 and get her real natural diamonds. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, guys. Problem solved. Christmas is Monday. Get over there. Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton. Maple Street runs that way. One way that way. I guess it's in between what? Hillary, no, I guess Adams and Cherokee, maybe? Right past Hillary? In that little retail few block area by Bruno's and all that on Maple Street. Cool neighborhood. That used to be my old neighborhood. Love that area. Still, that's my vets right there. Chiropractor, other places I go. Coat Suit Restaurant, Maple Street Cafe, Jamela's. There's a lot of good places on that street. Red's Bar, lots of good places. 4:00 hour, the Tuesday before Christmas, appropriately brought to you by Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, real natural diamonds on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. This Senate sex scandal is pretty interesting. You know, you can sit there and look for stuff. You can read stuff and go into it with a certain mindset, or you can read something and just see where it goes, where it leads you. It's kind of like the facts. I mean, if you want conservative, you can go find it. If you want liberal, you can go find it. This Senate sex scandal is just interesting. Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat from Maryland, one of his staffers caught having sex in a Senate hearing room. But it's a gay sex scandal. And folks, you know, I don't know, Joe. I'm thinking this is like kind of hyper woke liberal when folks are like, they weren't calling Boebert's a heterosexual sex scandal. It's like, I don't know, because heterosexuals make up the vast majority. Isn't that the reason? And I guess some of the reason is, you know, it's gay sex. Let's not kid ourselves. But I think it's like Obama as president. A lot of it is he's black. I'm racist. I'm against it. Some of them are like, I'm conservative, and that guy is a liberal. You know, it's some of each. But I think just to make it this, it's a gay sex scandal, and that's why wasn't Boebert a heterosexual sex scandal? Because, you know, Boebert. Wow. I would think, I have no idea, the staffer probably more qualified. The staffer having sex in the hearing room probably more qualified than Boebert. Old Boebert. OLE. She's young Boebert. She's only like 35.
Yeah, you're right.
But like Nick Cannon, 19 children. No, anyway, it's interesting because it was two men, not just a sex scandal. It's a gay sex scandal. A gay sex scandal. The gays were involved. The gays, not the straights. Oh, boy. DA Jason Williams brings back former NOPD chief, Baltimore police chief Michael Harrison in the DA's office, liaison to the cops, and New Orleans DA Jason Williams joining us on the program in 5 minutes. Jason Williams, New Orleans DA, joining us to talk about Michael Harrison, the Juvenile Justice Center escapee, and His office not being notified. State police coming into the city, working with Jeff Landry. DA Jason Williams, 5 minutes away. Spread the word. Stick around for that. Raheem Alem, the former St. Aug LSU football player, passing away at just 36 years old. That's Chad Jones's brother. That's a sad story. We're not up to a car being stolen every hour, on the hour, 24/7 in New Orleans, but almost about an hour and 15 minutes a car is stolen on average in New Orleans. Way to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Hey, holiday season obviously continues. Monday is Christmas. If you need air conditioning or heat help over the holidays, you never know when it's going to happen. It's probably not going to happen to any of us. I shouldn't say any of it. It's probably not going to happen to you or me, but it might. Somebody out there watching or listening, they're going to need air conditioning or heat help over the holidays. It could be Monday, Christmas Day. River City's total maintenance is there. Simple as that. Weekday, weekend, holiday, overnight, it does not matter. River City's total maintenance. Honest, air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. That's all you need. They've been at it over 40 years in South Louisiana. Sterling reputation. Honest, air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. All you need to know, NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. Your ace in the hole. You need heat or air conditioning help? NOLAAC.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. New Orleans DA Jason Williams is going to join us in a minute. He just brought in former NOPD chief, Baltimore Chief Michael Harrison, going to be like his liaison to the NOPD. Yeah, I mentioned going into the break. We're not back to like 18 months ago, averaging like a car theft an hour in New Orleans, 24/7, 365. It's like 25 a day. It's about 20 a day right now. So maybe like every hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes, a car is stolen. And I would guess it's still a lot of Hyundais and Kias, since you can go on the Chinese propaganda site, Zigzag, and check out your video. Kaare, what's Zigzag? It might as well be called Zigzag. Geez, some TikTok, cuckoo. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah, the Senate sex scandal. Senator Ben Cardin, the Democrat from Maryland, 86th the staffer, caught in the Senate hearing room having sex. But it's two men having sex, so it's not just a sex scandal. It's a gay sex scandal. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks so much for joining us on the radio, on television. We're on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams joins us on the program again. Jason, how are you?
Doing really well, Corey. How are you?
Good. How's your mom doing and everybody during the holidays?
Everybody's progressing really well. Looking forward to some time together.
Good, man. That's what it's all about. Your mom's moving on from that crazy incident?
Slowly but surely. I needed to just make sure that she would not spend her days and evenings isolated because of fear and through therapy and great church home at Franklin Avenue. She's progressing really well.
Hey, former Chief Michael Harrison, former Baltimore Police Chief Michael Harrison, you bring him back to the city and he's part of the DA's office now?
Absolutely. And I'm really excited about it, man. Chief Harrison, just put it really frankly, it's one of the best to ever do it. He has worked for 5 mayors, been through a couple of different consent decrees, and every post that he's led at, he has reduced crime rates. So as soon as I heard that he was retiring from Baltimore, I started calling him right away to try to put this together. And I'm really thankful to have him, 1, back in the city, and 2, in this fight to make New Orleans safer.
Hey, I get the angle of knowing how to work with the police and all of that. how does it work the other way, where he knows how to work with the DA? What is he going to be, sort of your liaison to the NOPD?
Yeah, broadly, from sort of a macro wave caps piece, he understands every little nuance of an arrest, of an investigation. You know, he's worked in internal affairs. He's worked as a commander in the district. So he knows the nuances of this piece, and he knows when something's missing, and he knows what it's like to be in court when you're presenting to a jury and you don't have everything you need. So that vast space in between reasonable doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt, going back to probable cause for arrest, he understands what it takes to build and harden the case to make sure that you can get a successful conviction. And that's just about accuracy. That's just about making sure the details are in place. And, you know, policing and prosecutions have changed dramatically in recent years. One, technology, the reliance on cell phones, using open source data to solve investigations, cameras everywhere, license plate readers, victims and witnesses not being willing to testify in court. So having somebody on our team who has dealt with this in Baltimore, dealt with this in the city of New Orleans, knows the people of this community, knows the streets and neighborhoods of this community, I think you'll be able to see very, very quickly the difference in police to prosecutions.
They've had a lot of problems at the Juvenile Justice Center from leadership on down. You were ripping them pretty good. An escapee, was it Kai Thompson, I believe? And they didn't notify you, the DA's office, nothing. Was that the big rub, or more than that?
Well, more than me, and it's not about my ego.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant not notifying the district attorney's office.
This is really, they didn't notify the public of this. They didn't notify the victims. They didn't notify the judges, and they didn't notify us either, right? So this is a new crime, someone leaving and escaping a penal institution. And whether it's a halfway house or a penal institution, if a judge has ordered a person there, if they leave, they're violating the court order. And that is a crime. And it is important and incumbent to let the public know that there's an escapee at large, so that they don't find themselves unwittingly maybe giving someone a ride or giving someone shelter. That's aiding and abetting if someone is escaping a penal institution. So it is very important that we just be rational. And the rational thing is, when a person is not where they're supposed to be in a penal institution, is to ring that alarm for everyone in the criminal legal system and the public at large. And this is the third time that there's been an escape in less than a year, and there's been no notice to the public. And that's a problem. And it's not a difficult problem, but it's one that's got to get fixed very, very quickly.
New Orleans DA Jason Williams is with us for a few more minutes. Boy, Jason, with dwindling NOPD numbers, it was nice to see that big class come through. Trying to get the numbers back up, it could take years. This state police troop N potentially back in the quarter, patrol in that area with it, which is a lot of tourists, out of towners. Perfect, I think, group for the state troopers to handle more so than inner city New Orleans crime. Let the NOPD, the New Orleanians, handle that. And then I think patrolling like interstates and things. I think that's a perfect elixir, a great thing. Your thoughts on the state police coming into the city?
Look, I asked for it. I sat with the governor-elect. He asked me what the obstacles were and what we needed in New Orleans. I said we need more. We need more law enforcement on the street. I said, could we get Louisiana State Police to be in the city of New Orleans indefinitely? And he agreed. He relished in that idea. And I said, look, we also need more experienced prosecutors. And so he brought to bear the Attorney General elect, who's going to assist us in that regard as well. Look, you hit the nail on the head, Court. We don't have enough police officers on the street. How do we fix that? We can't graduate enough to overcome the attrition numbers with retirement and the like. So getting the Louisiana State Police here on an ongoing basis is the fastest way to solve that problem. And I'm very thankful to the governor-elect for doing that. And look, there's a bunch of different ways to augment that. Like you said, they could focus on a certain area, allowing us to redeploy our assets to other parts of the city. And I hope that the end game here, I hope the end result is a permanent troop in the city of New Orleans for the foreseeable future. Until we have our ranks where they need to be, it's a good thing. I can tell you the community has been overwhelmingly supportive of this idea in every single neighborhood, black, white, old, young, Republican, Democrat. Everyone was really excited to know that we were going to have more folks trying to keep us safe.
What's the reaction been for you personally? Some could say DA Jason Williams has embraced Governor-elect Jeff Landry so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, I asked our current governor when he sent the state police in town for Operation Golden Eagle for a few weeks, or when we had them during Mardi Gras. When I was president of city council, I asked then, I said, can we keep the state police here longer? I asked that question because we didn't have enough police officers when I was president of city council. And we have even fewer now. So, yeah, I am embracing someone who publicly states that he believes that the city of New Orleans, its health, its public safety, its reputation, he realizes and has said publicly that the health of the city of New Orleans dictates the health of the state. That's a fact. So, I embrace that wholeheartedly, and I'll continue to embrace it. This is not. I know there's a lot of people who probably think, "Oh, yeah, that'd be great if Republicans and Democrats just fight about everything for a whole 4 years." That's not what people want. That's not what the citizens want. Citizens want to see elected officials, regardless of their party affiliation, solve the problems that they're facing. And so, I am embracing the new governor's assistance on fixing what we've got to fix in the city of New Orleans.
Jason, any final thoughts till we visit again?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'd love to come back on with Chief Harrison to lay out. We're going to be doing we're going to be at neighborhood associations. We're going to be at business association meetings, walking people through our strategy and our plan so they know how they can fit into it. We're going to be working hard at closing down problematic apartment complexes and corner stores that have been hubs of criminal activity. The chief's going to help us do that. So, I'd love to come back on with him and talk more detail about what that looks like.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's line that up. That sounds great. Jason, thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
That's New Orleans DA Jason Williams. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Hey, we're coming right back. New Orleans, don't move.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. If you miss New Orleans DA Jason Williams, you can always check it out on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Twitter. We will get better at posting clips from like DA Jason Williams, for instance. That'll be on YouTube and also on my Twitter at Corey Johnson on Twitter. No, DA Jason Williams talking about the interesting stuff. I mean, the news stuff, just general news item stuff. Michael Harrison on board as a liaison of the NOPD. That's great. The Juvenile Justice Center escapee and how the public wasn't notified, the just dysfunctional, broken Juvenile Justice Center. No, that's good, him complaining about that. State police in the city, he wants it, he's embracing it, he's asked for it, hopes there's a permanent troop here like Troop N before. Agreed with what I was saying. Patrol the quarter where they're tourists. State troopers from all around the state. Doesn't matter where you're from. Country boy, city boy, Lafayette, Bunkie. Tourists in the quarter, that's what troopers can handle. New Orleans crime, inner city violent New Orleans crime. Why throw troopers in the middle of that when you can take the NOPD out of the quarter, or at least most of them, and put them over on that area? And then interstate incidents. Yes, let the state police handle that. I was so happy to hear, indirectly, J.P. Morrell was complaining about the traffic signal on Claiborne in Louisiana that was out, and then complained to the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development. It's their responsibility, not the city of New Orleans, because it's a U.S. highway, I guess. So the state handles it, and then they get reimbursed by the feds. I don't know how it works, but the city's not responsible. They're responsible for the stoplight like at Paris Avenue and Allen Toussaint or something like that. They're responsible for the stoplight at, Carrollton and Banks. But the city's not responsible for the stoplight on Claiborne. I like that. Find out who's responsible. Let them handle it. The lights on the interstate, that's a city of New Orleans problem. I can't believe the lights on the interstate, the I-10 are a city of New Orleans problem. If the traffic lights on Claiborne at Louisiana Blinken wasn't a city of New Orleans problem. So find the right people to handle it. I like that. The French Quarter? I don't want New Orleans giving up the French Quarter, but if you can augment security with state troopers and free up the NOPD, there's an NOPD unit in the quarter. There's going to be police going in and out of the quarter to that precinct all by itself. And police, they're not abandoning the French Quarter, the NOPD, but bringing in state troopers, that's brilliant. In and around the quarter, the tourist areas, brilliant. The interstate, NOPD shouldn't be messing with the interstate at all. Let the state troopers handle that. Brilliant. That's taxpayer dollars, our money, and the rest of the state paying for it. It's the city of New Orleans. Our money and the rest of the state should pay for it. It's the city of New Orleans. So goes the state. You know, it's all based off of New Orleans, like it or not, in Louisiana. And then Jason Williams embracing Governor-elect Jeff Landry. Now, Jeff Landry is hardcore wacky right, evangelical extreme right. So far, so good. I like what's going on with the state troopers, that type of thing. DA Jason Williams, when he was running for office, would be kind of hyper left, like almost loony left, progressive, woke. I don't think Jason Williams is progressive or woke anymore. I think the extreme left, he's sort of jettisoned them. I wish Jeff Landry would jettison the extreme right, but he never will. The opposite. He'll continue to appease and placate the extreme right. It's like some Jeff Landry and some AG from Missouri. They signed something to the advertisers that bailed on Twitter about free speech and stuff. It's like, I don't need my AG wasting his time with that. These companies that choose where they're going to go with their advertising. Oh, gosh, Jeff Landry and the Missouri AG are right. Let's rethink our entire advertising thinking. They're bailing on it. My God, stay in your friggin' lane. You don't know where that road is, Jeff Landry. Stay in your lane. There's a road, a lane. Where's a vehicle? A car? Bus? Train? Airplane? Helicopter? Jeez, it's a joke. Jason Williams embracing Jeff Landry right now because he likes what Jeff Landry's saying. I do too. Bring in the state troopers. New Orleans is important. Let's take care of New Orleans. Now, you're going to get woke, hyper-progressive folks that are, the kind of defund the police mentality. How do you top the defund the police? The wacky right with defund the FBI, get rid of the FBI and CIA. Jeez and Pete. How do you top defund the police? How do you top that stupidity mountain? Get some wacky right-wingers with this get rid of the FBI and CIA gimmick. Wow. What's wrong with these extremists? You go with the extremists, you get rid of the police, the FBI, and the CIA. Just crazy. Normal people, independents, Republicans, and Democrats, moderate, normal thinking, commonsensical folks that can embrace being Democrat or Republican. Yeah, they don't want to defund the police or get rid of the FBI or CIA. Jeez. No, so Jeff Landry can be pretty damn extreme. And Jason Williams, when he ran for office, was pretty extreme, although Jason Williams has changed. He got into office. He sees what it's about. He's smart and fair and objective about a lot of things. He listens to the other side. Now, this carjacking with him and his mother. There's things that have happened to Jason Williams, literally, figuratively, physically, mentally, that have changed him. I'm not saying Jason Williams isn't a liberal Democrat. Jason Williams is a liberal Democrat. He's just no longer woke, progressive, hyper left, borderline loony left. He was pretty woke and progressive, was embraced by that group. And now he's just sort of, hey, I'm a Democrat and a liberal, and sees things from a pretty big lens. Understands a lot of folks, how a lot of folks think. Black, white, Republican, Democrat. Inner city, suburban. He kind of gets it. Hopefully it keeps going in that right direction. Embracing Jeff Landry. I don't know if I could embrace Jeff Landry as much as Jason will. Hey, there's Corey Johnson shaking Jeff Landry's hand, embracing him about the bringing in the state police. Does Corey Johnson have a clothespin on his nose? The governor-elect, Jeff Landry, is in a suit and tie. So are the dignitaries, women in nice dresses. Everyone's dressed up. Corey Johnson has on a suit, has a clothespin on his nose. No, I applaud Jason Williams for being fair and objective and embracing Jeff Landry, because I'm no fan of Jeff Landry. Like, to me, he's LaToya Cantrell, opposite ideology. Not a lot of substance, political stunts to stimulate the base. So-and-so is the enemy. Hate them. They're weak. They're racist. They're the problem. We're the solution. Kind of that kind of mentality. That kind of political, when running for office, taking that kind of tact. But, hey, there are exceptions. I like Ghassan Corban running the Sewage and Water Board and where that agency's going. LaToya Cantrell appointed him, went and found him in Milwaukee, 25 years, didn't bring in appointed, anointed Cedric Grant type losers. Hey, I've been in New Orleans city government for 35 years. I couldn't tell you the difference between a pump or a turbine, but by golly, I should be running the Sewage and Water Board. We don't have time for that kind of, those clowns, that tomfoolery. We don't have time for that. Joe, I said tomfoolery. And by golly, all within 30 seconds of each other. Later, we head to Mayberry. No, we don't. We need experts. So no, I give credit where credit's due. I give credit for Jeff Landry, and let me reach out to DA Jason Williams, and New Orleans is a priority. Now, there might be all kind of behind the scenes things, and they will reveal themselves in the future if they're there. But right now, I don't know how you can not like what is going on. But then, they're naysayers. State police are going to come in here. They're going to abuse citizens, blah, blah, blah. State police could go on a consent decree by the feds. They've got their own problems. But we need police presence in New Orleans. And that's a pretty darn quick way to do it. Hey, every day this program on the radio, on television, on YouTube, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com, every day brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. That's Lamarck Ford, the big store for over 40 years. Number one Ford dealership in the region. Folks flock from everywhere to go to the big store. Lamarck Lincoln, number one in the state. And now, the legendary Ford truck dealership under the Lamarck umbrella. Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Every day, this program brought to you by Ronnie Lamarck from
The
Alamy
Lamarck
Hall.
Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you back at you. It's Tuesday, next Monday, Christmas Day. Guys, your time is winding down. Get to Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. Real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old, something special, limited quantity, appreciate in value. Or you can get her 3-week-old man-made lab-created diamonds from China. Unlimited quantity, depreciating in value quickly. Nothing special or unique about them. Junk. It's your call, guys. Go with the junk or get the real deal. It's only the most important person in your life. It's only a diamond purchase, like lasts forever. You have to live with this purchase forever. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. Go see Ken Friend. Christmas is Monday. They have an entire room dedicated to real natural diamonds. 1 billion years old. Everything in that room under $1,000. So for a few $100, you can set her up with real natural diamonds Monday, Christmas Day, from Ken Friend and Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton in uptown New Orleans, the Carrollton neighborhood, the Riverbend area. Go see Ken Friend. Christmas problem solved. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? Real natural diamonds from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. She's going to love it. Love it. The Senate sex scandal. Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat from Maryland, one of his staffers, having sex in a Senate hearing room. But it's 2 men, so it's not just the sex scandal. It's the gay sex scandal. The Boebert thing in the theater wasn't a heterosexual sex scandal. But I also think that is kind of going a little woke and, kind of hyper left when... Yeah, because heterosexuality is sort of the norm. And I'm not saying people that aren't heterosexual are abnormal. They're just not the larger percentage, the majority. There's nothing right or wrong being the majority or the minority. It's just how it is. So, yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. But it is something that continues to be talked about in D.C. Jason Williams hires former NOPD chief, Baltimore Chief Michael Harrison, to kind of be the DA's office liaison to the NOPD. Jason Williams joined us on the program earlier this hour. We talked about that. We talked about state police in the city. Jason Williams is embracing it. He wants it. He asks for it. He is 110% in. There's no gray area. Yes, yes, yes. Pro state police in New Orleans DA Jason Williams. And I asked him about, you're embracing hyper-conservative governor-elect Jeff Landry. He said he is. And embracing the hyper-right AG as well. Hyper-conservative governor-elect and AG. Because the state police are going to make arrests. The AG is going to handle that instead of the city of New Orleans. And Jason Williams is all for that too. It's pretty commonsensical. Any police agency can abuse their power. Of course, that needs to be monitored. And it will. Today's day and age, video cameras. So no, as a New Orleanian, I want the state police patrolling the quarter. That's perfect. Because they could be from Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Bunkie. You're dealing with tourists. A lot of folks from out of town, from around the region. State police can handle that. Inner city New Orleans, I'm sure they can handle that too. But that's where the NOPD, native New Orleanians in a lot of cases, maybe even from that neighborhood. Better for them to handle it. Black, white, doesn't matter. Just native New Orleanians, NOPD that know the neighborhoods. But tourists and interstate and things of that nature, come on, state police. Figure out each and everything that, I'm not trying to be selfish, I swear, as a New Orleanian. It's just, New Orleans is, it's the important thing, like Jeff Landry said. You want to figure out every single thing that the rest of the state can help pay for to boost New Orleans up. And the rest of the state should embrace it. I don't want to pay my tax dollars going to New Orleans. Yes, you do. Because if New Orleans gets propped up, the rest of the state prospers. So it's really simple. Jeff Landry gets it. No, pretty interesting talk. Pretty interesting comments from New Orleans DA Jason Williams about the state police coming into the city, embracing it, and Jeff Landry embracing him right now. They open their doors in 2 minutes for the evening. They'll go from 5 to 9 p.m. 4 hours of some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. Yeah, I'm talking about Fausto's Italian Bistro and Vets. I've been talking about Fausto's Italian Bistro and Vets for probably about 15 years, literally. It's like a lot of the folks I discuss on this program, these advertisers, these clients, these special New Orleans businesses that are the best at what they do. It's easy to talk about the best. They put out a great product, the best, and they're consistent about it. They're always putting it out the same, the best. Fausto's Italian Bistro. I've been going there since the 90s. It truly is some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. It's priced right. It's authentic. Easy parking right in front. Great service. Outdoor dining, indoor dining. Dine at the bar. To-go orders. New Orleans inspired, wonderful, authentic Sicilian and Italian. Fausto's Italian Bistro and Vets. They're opening for dinner right now. They'll be open till 9 p.m. Please bring me some leftovers from Fausto's. Blue Boy, I wasn't saying I'm necessarily going to Fausto's, although that is a good seed you just planted. Veal piccata and some fettuccine Alfredo, maybe a little of that pesce limone, that speckled trout or drum. Wow. Okay, Blue Boy, I'm off track now. What do I need to focus on? Tell folks to come back for the 5 o'clock
You're
powwow.
on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson
On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Susan Spicer joining us on the program.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Maybe the Stella Brennan Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate honor when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Come and knock on our door.
Yes.
We've been waiting for
Suzanne Summers, Joyce DeWitt, John Ritter, and later Don Knotts. And what? I guess Suzanne Summers left and they brought in... Suzanne Bond's name. It's unimportant, Joe. Don't Google it. Do not Google it. Do not Google it. Sad thing is I think I could figure it out in a few minutes. Presley, Presley? Is it Presley, the last name? Yeah, right. Not like Elvis. Oh, boy, we're having to look it up. Who replaced Suzanne Summers on Three's Company? Boy, if it's Presley, Joe, I'm shutting it down. Priscilla, not Presley. Priscilla Barnes. Wow, that's right. Anyway. You know, it's interesting, like the B-girls on a lot of these shows, like Joyce DeWitt's pretty attractive and it has a nice figure and it was pretty. If you just pull up Joyce DeWitt photos, she's pretty. But you have Suzanne Summers, so all the attention goes there. WKRP in Cincinnati, it was all about Lonnie Anderson. But Bailey or whatever, Bailey was really beautiful, Joe. Bailey was the one you want to marry. And then Gilligan's Island even. You know, the movie star, Marianne, was pretty attractive. There was nothing wrong with Marianne. There's a great photo. It's on Twitter. It is Marianne walking, and she's got on some tight, like, you know, whatever you call those pants that are in between your knees and ankles. Yeah, they're definitely kind of hot pants, but like Capri, Bermuda, something. And Thurston Howell's like looking at her butt and clearly. And it's like, hey, at least Thurston Howell's not dead, just something like that. I don't know. It's just a funny little meme. Is it a meme, Joe? It's a meme. Geesh. Oh boy. I better get into the program before I get sidetracked on you kids today. Now, I don't want to be the fry cooker mop. I just want to own the McDonald's. No, I get it. You want to just sit at home and get a paycheck. I love that kid, Joe, that millennial or worse just educated and came out the gate on fire. You know, I don't really understand this generation. The deficit now is at $29 trillion. It continues to go up, the spending. I don't understand how you expect my generation to pay this thing off, especially when we don't intend on working. I was like, what? I mean, it's like the car going down the road in Brazil on the mountaintop and it's just speeding along. And then the next scene is it breaking through the metal railing and just flying through the air. And it's going down like, 2,000-foot ravine and exploding. That's how that went. Especially when we don't intend on working. Okay, that's the future. That gives us confidence. The Senate sex scandal, Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat from Maryland, one of his staffers caught having sex in the Senate hearing room on video. It was 2 men. So instead of it being the sex scandal, it's the gay sex scandal. And then part of me is like, okay, I get it should just be a sex scandal, but no, it's kind of the gay sex scandal because that's a little different. It's the lower percentage. the norm would be like Boebert's thing. It wasn't Boebert heterosexual sex scandal. But if Boebert was with another woman, it would have been Boebert lesbian sex scandal, because that would have been the low percentage thing. Now, it's not that it's abnormal. It's just not the norm, the majority, the bigger percentage. That's all. That's all. But you have some, I guess, hyper woke, whatever, looking at like they never said heterosexual Boebert sex scandal, just Boebert sex scandal. Why is it gay sex scandal? Because it's two men, and that's why. So it's just a little different. Now, for some, folks, it's homophobia. And for some, it's just an odd thing. Like it's not the norm, like a regular sex scandal. Now, I mentioned Barack Obama. I used him as an example, like Republicans that don't like him. Some would just be like, they're racist. They don't like black people, maybe. And then I think the majority are like, sure, he's black. And that represents liberal. I mean, it's like a 9 out of, 10 chance, that he's liberal because he's black. And those percentages are real. I mean, if I say the majority of black of menthol cigarette smokers are black, that's like a racist comment, or that's factually true. Can't help it that maybe the cigarette companies are racist and targeting low income blacks with menthol cigarettes, but that doesn't make it not true. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Jason Williams brings in former NOPD chief, former Baltimore police chief, Michael Harrison, working in the DA's office, sort of a liaison between the DA's office and the NOPD. We brought DA Jason Williams on the program to discuss that last week, his complaints about the Juvenile Justice Center, which were justified, escapee, and them not notifying anybody about it. And then we talked about state troopers coming to New Orleans. He embraces it. He's asked for it. He wants it. He is 110% into it. 110% in agreement with state troopers coming into New Orleans. And also right now, DA Jason Williams embraces hardcore, wacky right, evangelical governor-elect Jeff Landry. And I'm glad he is. I would have trouble embracing Jeff Landry. I hope I would be as open-minded as Jason Williams, because what Jeff Landry is doing right now is good. I'm not a big fan of Jeff Landry, but I also try to be fair and objective and go where the facts lead me. I do not like this mayor in New Orleans at all, Junket Cantrell, LaToya the Destroyer, probably C. Ray Nagin 2.0, probably going to be indicted, found guilty, and go to jail. That's probably likely. Just a joker. Junket Cantrell, need I say more? But some things I like the Ghassan Corban, hiring him as sewage and water board director from Milwaukee, 25 years in that business, not some anointed, appointed New Orleans political hack joker like Cedric Grant, the old sewage and water board joker who did nothing about it. So it was a political appointment, 110% pathetic. So I like that the mayor did that. So it's not, I try to be fair and objective about it. No, I like that this governor-elect is, we need to secure New Orleans. New Orleans is the gem. So goes New Orleans, so goes the state. Got to prop up New Orleans. Got to curb this crime problem in New Orleans. And everyone's in agreement with that. Black, white, Republican, Democrat. Could ruin the city. Is ruining the city. Is ruining the city. So Jason Williams, normal people, I'm embracing Jeff Landry. Let's get that troop end going again in the quarter. Let's bring state troopers in. Let them handle everything that they can handle, like the French Quarter, like the interstate. They make arrests. Let's go with the AG in Baton Rouge to prosecute. Take it out of New Orleans. Free them up for other stuff. It's brilliant. There's no downside to this. Now, some bold life soul coup kind of, entrenched, hyper loony left, extreme black. Yeah, they want you to think it's going to be some redneck white state troopers coming in and beating up every black person and breaking the law and fighting violent crime any way necessary. No, this is 2023, about to be 2024 a week from Monday. All the video cameras on physical buildings, folks with video cameras in their pocket, everyone, come on. Very difficult to get away with stuff today. I'm not saying you can't. Point is, there's going to be monitoring. The state police could go under their own consent decree. The NOPD are going to be monitoring. All these groups are going to be monitoring it from the NAACP on down, on up, left, right. Everybody's going to be monitoring it, and the citizens. So no, we have a police shortage. We have a violent crime problem. State troopers coming in and, going into the quarter in force, patrolling the interstate. Brilliant. It's brilliant. Young's Dry Cleaning. Speaking of brilliant, holiday solution. All those fine linens, tablecloths you're using during the holidays, Young's Dry Cleaning will get them ready to put away until next year, till next season. Perfectly restored like new, dry cleaned. Go online, youngsdrycleaning.com.
And they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLADAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLADAC.com, your cool spot.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Well, I don't know if you ever get on YouTube. You know who just gets abused is Steven Seagal. It is relentless. Like, I don't know if there's a friend of Steven Seagal out there. It is crazy. Even Jean-Claude Van Damme seems sort of humble about it. He kind of tells it like it is, but he sort of tries to be nice about it. But Steven Seagal just gets so beat up. And if you look at like his early movies, he's like kind of like a martial artist. And then like his later movies, he looks like it looks like sort of Steven Seagal, but like kind of like the what is the marshmallow thing in Ghostbusters? The Stay Puft
Marshmallow Man.
It looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but Steven Seagal. He's just all bloated and blown up and fat, and everything's just real slow. And the movies are terrible. But what I love about a Seagal movie, like compared to like, say, Steven Spielberg, like if we'll go from Steven Seagal to Steven Spielberg, what are the differences between the two in their movies? Spielberg might take like an hour for you to, learn about the character, go back to the character's childhood, so much, just layers, and you just really brought in. With Steven Seagal, somebody just walks up and goes, "You were a former Green Beret who fought in Vietnam. You lost your parents when you were 6 years old. You flew that helicopter into the Chernobyl plant and you survived it. Damn it, Billy, why are you doing this again?" Like they kind of like sum up the hour of Spielberg with one sentence. And then and that's the first 5 minutes of the movie. And then you just, suspend disbelief and go from there. Anyway, now I was watching some Steven Seagal. The Saturday Night Live stuff is painful. The Saturday Night Live stuff, the Hans and Franz skit, where they they go through it and he walks away and everyone's sort of concerned if he's all right. And then David Spade walks over and asks him if he's okay. And he's just like, "If Arnold Schwarzenegger was here right now, I'd kick his ass." And he's dead serious. It's like, dude, what's that got to do with Hans and Franz? Yeah, they love Arnold Schwarzenegger, but so that you're concerned about. And then Hans and Franz were supposed to beat him up. They had to change it to where even that he could use his pinky and kill Hans and Franz instead of getting beat up by Hans and Franz. Like Seagal's like, "I can't lose. I have to win." Anyway, the reason we bring up Steven Seagal, starting at 5:30 in 6 minutes, we change the format of the entire radio station. It is now Steven Seagal Radio. We take you from when he was running a judo, what do you call it, dojo in Japan, to being a sheriff deputy in Jefferson Parish. And we don't think he assaulted that woman in Lafitte. He's Steven Seagal. He doesn't need to assault a woman. Women are throwing themselves at him. Anyway, it's Steven Seagal Radio, 24/7, 365. We start in 5 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. That's a scary thought. Can we go the exact opposite way of Steven Seagal? Jason, do you mind? How about something quality like Leidenheimer French bread? What a great segue. Away from the bad to the great. Leidenheimer Baking Company since 1896, the official French bread of New Orleans. If you're eating a po' boy, seriously, and it's not on Leidenheimer French bread, is it an authentic New Orleans po' boy? That's a pretty damn good question. If you're eating a po' boy and it's not on Leidenheimer French bread, is it an authentic New Orleans po' boy? I don't think so. I don't think it can be. Leidenheimer Baking Company, Leidenheimer French bread since 1896. That's 3 centuries, over 125 years, 5 generations, family owned and operated, and still baking that Leidenheimer French bread right here in the city. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread, so good. Hey, Joe, how can a friend of mine call me in the middle of the program and expect me to answer the phone? My mom did that. We ran a promo with her. I said, I'm going to answer the phone. Let's put her on the air. Hey, Mom. Oh, God, what are you doing? Mom, I'm live on the radio right now. Oh, you are? Yes. Okay, will you call me later? Like, really wasn't phased like to get off real quick or anything. Oh, boy. That's what a friend of mine always says, Joe. Oh, boy. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us. Jason Williams joined us an hour ago in the 4 o'clock hour, New Orleans DA. You'll be able to check that out on YouTube in a little while. Plus, we may finally get off our lazy rear ends and cut up some stuff, and I'll post it on Twitter. It'll also be on YouTube. Jason Williams talking about embracing Jeff Landry, the Louisiana governor, embracing him. Jason Williams talking about state troopers in New Orleans, embracing that. I mean, there's nothing wishy-washy, gray area. He meant this. It is definitive. He is pro-state troopers. I requested it. I asked for it. He is pro-Jeff Landry right now. I said, this extreme right-wing wacko evangelical type, and you're embracing him. He's like, yeah, he wants to help fight crime. He wants to put New Orleans as a priority, get New Orleans crime problem straight. Hell yeah, I'm embracing it. Pretty interesting. I got a lot of respect for Jason Williams as time has gone on. You know, he runs for DA, and I was a little skeptical. There's the feds going after him for the tax thing. The biggest crime is a bad CPA. But, you know, kind of progressive and hyper woke. It's the problem. We already have these judges and magistrates that some of them fall into that category. Low bail or bond. Let's give the guy a 20th chance. More concerned about the criminal than the citizens. So that was my concern. Will he fall into this hyper woke, crazy, political side in New Orleans? And no, he didn't. Easy for him to do it, and he didn't. And then when he got in office, someone go, he broke his promise. I disagree. I think reality set in. He said he would not prosecute juveniles as adult when he was running for office. And then when he became DA, he saw juveniles committing some heinous crimes, and they'd have to be prosecuted as adults. So he changed his mind. He didn't sell out or I'm going to say something to get elected and then do differently when I get in. I don't think that was the case at all. I think reality hit, and he changed his mind, which I respect. That's strong. Most of these hack politicians out there, it's because they're hack politicians. They don't look at things and go, I was wrong. Let me change my mind. Anyway, pretty damn strong. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Trey Yen's with you on a Tuesday. Trey Yen's with you Tuesday through Sunday. Those Trey Yen lunch specials, They're Tuesday through Friday, and they're under $10. And they're about 18 or 20 of them. And then they'll have a special board out. And some of those might be slightly more expensive than $10. They might go into the holy smokes, 11 or $12. I think I took a photo when I was in Treyen. Yes, I did about a week ago. Let's see. 3 lunch specials. Cashew chicken. That was $11. The steak special, I'm assuming that's the filet tips with the green beans, $13. Tongcho tuna, fresh Gulf tuna, probably seared, rare on the inside with tongcho sauce, $13. Tongcho soft shell crab, $17. Those are the 4 lunch specials that were over the normal under $10. And they're specials. So that was 20-something lunch specials to choose from. I mean, if you're an office manager and you got to feed 10 people, 200 people, under $10 a pop, that's hard to beat. I mean, that's fast food. That's Burger King. That's a Chick-fil-A nugget tray. You want that, or you want gourmet Chinese cuisine? Not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine from Treyen. It's a no-brainer. They're lunch specials, Tuesday through Friday. Tough to beat Treyen. You're in or around Mandeville at lunch, especially if you're thinking fast food. Don't think Treyen. Corey Johnson with you. On a Tuesday, Senate sex scandal, the talk of D.C., Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat from Maryland, one of his staffers caught on video having sex in the Senate hearing room, a Senate hearing room. It was 2 men. So it was gay sex. Yeah, not just a sex scandal, but a gay sex scandal. The gays. Wow, the gays. That just yells, I am a heterosexual. And there's, maybe I don't want to be homophobic. Maybe I do, but I'm homophobic because I say the gays, the heterosexuals, the gays. Anyway, no, it's not just a sex scandal. It's a gay sex scandal. A lot of, I shouldn't say a lot. I read one media outlet today. I think it was USA Today or something, which I guess would lean left. You know, why wasn't the Boebert sex scandal a heterosexual sex scandal? Well, because the vast majority of the population's heterosexual. Because the vast majority of the population's heterosexual. That appears to be kind of the norm. It doesn't mean that not being hetero is abnormal. It's just not the norm. It's not the majority. Just how it is. Mom, dad, little Sally and Jimmy, white picket fence. That's just how it is. Doesn't mean anyone else isn't welcome. I have a lesbian couple down the street from me, 2 white women. They adopted a young black boy. They have a black baby boy. They're 2 white women. They're lesbian. I like them both. They're great moms. They're very sweet people. They love their son. Love their son. You can just tell. But no, it's the same thing as the neighbors next door, a husband and wife with 2 twin boys and a daughter. No, it's not. They're a heterosexual couple. That's sort of like, I mean, if you were describing something to police, I went in the house, you know, it's a husband and wife and their kids. I went in the house. It was a gay couple with their kids. I mean, you would say something like that. Whatever. If it was like a crime that went down or you were describing it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it isn't just a sex scandal. It is a gay sex scandal. If Lauren Boebert would have been with another woman, it would have been a lesbian sex scandal. It would have been Lauren Boebert's sex scandal. And with another woman, it would have been like extra. It's not just a sundae. It's got whipped cream and a cherry on top because it's extra. It's special. It's different. It's not good, bad, left, right, up, down. It's just different. About 18 months ago, we were averaging an auto theft about once an hour. It's like 25 a day on average in New Orleans and Orleans Parish. Like 1 an hour, 24/7, 365. A lot of Hyundais and Kias. Thank you, Zigzag, TikTok, whatever you call it. Cuckoo. That is something I definitely do not want to be involved with. Plus, I was about to make a joke, but you can't, Joe. I was about to say, it's the Chinaman getting you, but you can't say that. That's all just racist, the Chinaman. Anyway, no, it's China, and, their deviant behavior. Besides stirring the poop pot, they're dragging a lot of information out of everybody. And then they're putting it into a big old computer and coming after us. Anyway, Hyundai and Kias. I mean, TikTok was basically like, here's how to steal a car. Next week, how to make a plastic gun. Raheem Alem, the former St. Aug LSU defensive lineman, passing away at just 36 years old. That's Chad Jones's brother. Raheem Alem was a fantastic LSU football player. Chad Jones, his brother, one of the greatest athletes in LSU sports history. One of the single greatest athletes in LSU sports history. Was instrumental in a college football national championship, significant player, contributor, big time, and was a significant contributor to the college baseball team winning a national championship. Left-handed pitcher, came in and got the job done. There's not too many. There's Chad Jones. There's the wide receiver from that era that played, I think, left field at LSU's baseball team. There's not many like that. Anyway, Chad Jones's brother, Raheem Alem, St. Aug kid, Purple Knight, LSU Tiger, passing away at just 36 years old. Keep Chad Jones, his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, in your thoughts and prayers. Raheem Alem passing away at 36. That's terrible. That's just way, way, way too young. There's a restaurant I go to in Metairie, and Uncle Mike passed away. He's like 62 years old. Got to know this guy. I'd be eating. He'd sit and talk with me. We'd laugh all the time. I found out he passed away. Just sickening. Too young. Too young. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, best quality, best price, best selection. Those aren't just words. They talk the talk. They walk the walk. I'm talking about Rouse's Markets. All the local stuff, regional, statewide, around the South, around the country, around the world. Everything you want at Rouse's. And those Rouse's labeled items, Rouse's brands, I'm not into generics. I'm not. I like Heinz ketchup and French's mustard and Blue Plate mayonnaise. I'm not into generic labels and the like. Rouse's brands, high quality for about half the price. The olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil I've been using for a few years now, Rouse's labeled from Italy. As good as it gets. I've done my own Pepsi challenge. Poured out some Cola Vita and this Rouse's in a plate. They look the same color. The pour and flow was the same. Finger test, taste, and everything exact same. I'm like, I think there's like 3 different lines of extra virgin olive oil from Rouse's. Like 3 different lines. I think this particular one is like Cola Vita. I might be wrong. Certainly looked like it, flowed like it, tasted like it. Same size bottle. Instead of $20, like $10. Instead of $19.99, $9.99. Half price. Half price. 60 plus Rouses, 60 plus years. Your neighborhood grocery store tastes like home. Rouse's Markets.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
You're listening to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Cotton Bowl winning coach Willie Fritz joining us on the program. Have you ever been part of a game that great?
A lot of things happen in the game. You just don't know the script. You got to adapt and improvise. You just got to keep playing hard the whole time, and our guys did an excellent job of that.
How big is yesterday for the overall future of the program?
You got to have a guy who really have a burning desire to get quality education and also be a great football player. You got to have focus.
You always have embraced New Orleans. You've been a great ambassador for the city, for Tulane University.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. My wife and I just love it here in New Orleans. And just everybody, the city's just sensational. We just a dime for a person who came up to me after game. I had tickets in the old Tulane Stadium. I've heard that a ton of times. And then, that's good that we were able to make some people happy.
That's Willie Fritz joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Roll A.
The spirit of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on The Neutral Ground.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLADAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLADAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. Looking for a New Year's resolution? Maybe it's a new job, a new career. Latrim's got you covered. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. For a full listing of positions available, Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Never got out of the 50s today. Never got out of the 50s. We'll wake up in the 40s tomorrow. But for about the next week and a half, it's lots of 50s. Lots of 50s and 60s. We won't see 70, and probably after tomorrow, maybe the next day, we won't see 40s in the morning. Lots of 50s and 60s. And sadly, I mean, I don't know, it's the meteorologists. They could be wrong. Sadly, maybe some rain this weekend. Maybe even some rain going into Christmas. Christmas Day could have a rainy day. I hope not. Anyway, Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. DA Jason Williams joined us in the 4 o'clock hour. He embraces the state police coming into the city, says he asked for it. He is embracing Governor-elect Jeff Landry, embracing the new attorney general, who's a hardcore conservative, likes the idea of the state police making arrests, like the idea of prosecuting them through the attorney general's office in Baton Rouge, freeing up New Orleans, freeing up the NOPD, freeing up the judges, the courts, the magistrates, all of it. I don't know how anyone could disagree with Jason Williams. Now, you can worry about Jeff Landry. Jeff Landry, it is guaranteed he will do something like, cut off your nose to spite your face, something anti-gay or LBGTQ that'll drive away a Final Four or make some folks weary about bringing a convention here, something like that. That's inevitable. He can't help himself. But we can't worry about what you think he's going to do. You have to go by what he's doing. And right now, his first actions, plural, New Orleans, concerned about New Orleans. That's the big city. That's what makes New Orleans, makes Louisiana go. We've got to focus on New Orleans. We have to make New Orleans great again. I mean, these are all positives. We've got to fight the violent crime problem. We've got to curb that violent crime problem in New Orleans. Take over the city. There's no negatives here. You can think about what are his alternative motive? What is he going to do? When he does something down the line, bust him for that. But right now he's saying the stuff you want him to say. You can't have the attitude like that SOB Corey gave me a gold brick and now he expects me to carry that heavy thing. Yeah, I'm giving you a gold brick. Sorry, you have to transport it yourself. It's yours now. Sorry, it's heavy. It's gold. I respect the St. Bernard Parish residents. I hope you're just anti-port to parlay it into that access road to the interstate, to I-55, eventually a Florida Avenue Expressway. That would be my only sentiment. Otherwise, I'd be like, thank the Lord that there's going to be a $2 billion port terminal, something clean, not an expansion of a oil and gas refinery or a chemical plant, but something green that employs a lot of people down in Violet, in an isolated area on the river where there's a lot of land available. I hope secretly, at least, you St. Bernard Parish residents are embracing it, thanking the Lord, but on the sly are like, we want that access road. We're holding you hostage. We're against it until we get that access road's guaranteed. I hope that's what you're trying to do. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. We were averaging about a car theft an hour, like 24 a day. That was about 18 months ago. Literally, like double the year before. Now we curbed that and it's rocketed back up. It's not quite one an hour, 24/7, 365. It's about one car stolen about an hour in every 15 minutes in New Orleans, 24/7, 365. So not a car stolen every hour, but about every hour and 15 minutes. About 20 a day right now. Back up to that number. That's crazy. That's insane. I picked up Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch. Got a to-go order. The usual. Some chicken shawarma, outstanding. Tabbouleh, a fried football kibbe like a Lebanese meat pie, under $20. But I went over 20 because I like tipping those folks, taking care of them. Plus, it was holiday season, right? Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette. Go check them out in Uptown. Outdoor dining, indoor dining, to-go orders, authentic, large portions, priced right, healthy, fresh. Lebanon's Cafe, I like it. Lebanon's is so good. Senate sex scandal. Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat from Maryland, one of his staffers caught on video having sex in the Senate hearing room. But it's not just a sex scandal. It's a gay sex scandal. It was two men. Yeah, I think to obsess or that's more wrong than heterosexuals would be insane. It's as wrong and as bad as two heterosexuals. But when, I don't know, I think it was USA Today had an article about why wasn't the Boebert sex scandal known as the heterosexual sex scandal? Because it's a heterosexual sex scandal. It's just a sex scandal because they are heterosexual. That's the vast majority of folks, heterosexual. So that's the norm. It isn't abnormal to be gay, but it's not the norm. It's not the higher percentage. So yeah, gay sex scandal, I think, is not inappropriate. Now, the problem in the future, it won't matter because as time goes on, there's folks that are bisexual coming out and non-binary and all these different things. So it's all going to get watered down in the future and no one's going to care. But as it comes online and it's more, folks are more, out there with it and the percentages are what they are. No, it'll still be gay sex scandal. It doesn't make it any different, doesn't make it any worse or better. Now, some that are homophobic will be, freaked out about it more than a heterosexual sex scandal. Now, it's kind of weird, like, I don't even know how to say this, like Jerry Sandusky at Penn State. It is awful, as bad as it gets. Wouldn't it even be worse if it were little girls? I'm just asking, like, it's the same. Like, in theory, it is. And I'm in agreement. I'm saying penalty, everything the same. But I'm even more sick. It would go up even a slightly sicker level if it were little girls even. I don't know why boys are tougher. They can handle it. No, it's a 10-year-old boy, but that's kind of how we think sometimes. And it may not be right. It's not like it's evil or, it's just how we might think. Hey, new look, same legendary taste. New look, same legendary taste. I'm talking about Blue Plate mayonnaise. Old label that you're used to seeing is not there anymore. So you may have to look for it a little bit harder in the mayonnaise section at your local grocery store when you're in Rouse's because it's a new label. New look, same legendary taste, nothing different. Since 1927, 95 years, a New Orleans family tradition, Blue Plate mayonnaise.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
That's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
You know, body language tells you a lot about what a person's thinking. For instance, that means she has an interest in the finer things in life.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
That means she also wants a little fun in her life, but only with the right man.
Corey Johnson.
Now she's pouring a Colt 45, and we all know what that means.
Yeah, you right.
Mind if I join you?
You must have read my mind.
Something like that.
The power of Colt 45. It works every time.
I'm pretty darn sure you cannot get a Colt 45 brand malt liquor at Katie's in Mid-City. I don't know. I doubt it, Joe, huh? I just don't think their motto is more is better, more of the good things. I don't know if Colt 45 is a good thing. Even with 4 free ounces. That's where the 40 came from. They gave you 4 free ounces. It was a quart. It was 36 ounces originally, but someone came up with 4 free ounces and it became a 40. Just letting you know. Little malt liquor trivia. You don't get that anywhere else but this program. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Katie's in Mid-City does not serve Colt 45 brand malt liquor, but they have an extensive bar selection. They've got some great New Orleans food, New Orleans specialties, old school, and it's big portions, great for sharing. And they're flat screen TVs everywhere. Great to check out your sports action. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, open for lunch, dinner throughout the day. Katie's in Mid-City. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. DA Jason Williams joined us to start the show essentially around 4:20. He joined us talking about him embracing the state police coming to New Orleans, him embracing Governor-elect Jeff Landry. You'll want to check that out. You can, by the way, on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Blue Boy saying, see you tomorrow. Wide Open Wednesday. Mañana, New Orleans.
You're on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.